This is one of the UTC parking lots. It is located on top of the roof, open to fresh air, and has plenty of empty space for parking. This may seem normal here in the United States, but not a common practice in my hometown China. In China, parking lots for the most of the time have two types: outdoor parking and the other one, which is most popular choice, underground parking lots. So why is this happening? Why are roof parking lots rarely seen in the shopping malls in China? To understand why, an analysis of the systems behind the two countries is required. The first reason is the scarcity of the land sources. Land in China is scarcer than that in the US, especially because of the huge population. From relevant research, the population density for China is 150 people per square kilometers, while that for the US is about 36 people per square kilometer. So oftentimes it costs a lot more money in China to get a piece of land, and sometimes money itself is not enough for purchasing land sources. Therefore, it is important to make good use of the space, and underground parking lots allow owners to effectively use the area underneath the space and can provide a great amount of parking spaces by adding multiple layers. In comparison, the US, except for several cities like New York, has relatively more space. Given that space is not a huge problem, shopping malls in the US can consider parking options that maximize their profits and customers' experiences. The engineer Matthew Hartenot showed several benefits of roof parking in his blog. Even though he aimed for the roof parking lots in the Netherlands, the same reasons apply here. He believes that this kind of parking allows us to make good use of solar energy, gives customer a pleasant feeling because of natural light and fresh air, and saves electricity due to the existence of sunlight. These benefits effectively raise customer satisfaction, resulting in a higher return rate and reduce the maintenance costs in the long run. Another factor is the cost. According to Kiwi Newton Group, a leader in design-build construction, building below-grade parking garages costs $117 to $350 per square foot. In China, however, property market supervisor Zhang pointed out the underground parking costs 3,000 yuan per square meter, which is about $40 to $50 per square foot. Because it is more affordable, shopping malls in China could adopt underground parking without worrying too much about the cost, but the ones in the US might want to consider other cheaper options such as the roof parking. But why does such a huge difference between the costs exist? The main reason is the labor costs. In fact, relevant data shows that the labor cost in China can be as low as roughly 20% of that in the US. In China, because of the huge population, the supply of the labor market is much larger than the demand. From relevant research, unemployment rate for people aged 16 to 24 in China rose to 18.8% in 2024, while the youth unemployment rate in the United States is 9.2%. Consequently, companies often have more options when choosing the people to be hired. In order to stand out from multiple options, people have to work harder to show their excellence while reducing their stunts like asking for a lower salary and volunteering to work overtime. That is an exhibition of the special involution culture in China. This is a culture where people are investing more input without yielding the same proportion of output, sometimes even a decreased amount. Students nowadays are good examples of this sort of culture. They study in the classroom starting from early in the morning till late in the evening in order to earn more points in the most important national college entrance examination. But there are only a limited number of spots, so they have to repeatedly do practices in order to strengthen their intuition of problem solving. The excessive effort is not a help for improvement, but a consumption of students' interest in study and a waste of students' true talents. Now looking back to the empty roof parking space and the foreground parking lot, it seems to be an implication of the involuted society. Most of the parking spots are being taken and people have to compete with each other to find a place to settle down. They have to be faster than anyone else and be capable of fitting into any small corners, just as people need to work harder than anyone else to show their excellence and willing to accept worse treatments to earn a job opportunity.